Rahul, you are able to see my document?
Yes.
1 minute. I'm scrolling up and down. You are able to see?
Yes.
Okay. So what you did, FinTech Risk Scoring Engine, you wanted to prepare it. Okay. Here, do you have the prompts? Did you use the prompts?
So yesterday we used prompt that's they
Yeah,
only.
but we discussed about copying the prompts also to discuss that, right?
Okay.
Because those are the key points for any project, right? What did you use? How did you get all these things? Okay, what you can do now, you execute it, that prompt. I'll pause the recording. Okay, now, okay, probably you are able to see a prompt
Yes, sir.
for this FinTech risk scoring engine.
Uh,
So, what we are asking, we prepared in a chain of prompts the project documentation by using the agile methodologies for FinTech risk scoring engine preparation. Okay, across 9 sprint cycles, we prepared it. Then we got the prompt, the same results we tested with this prompt to create the documentation. Okay,
hmm.
so the specification, let us understand here. You're an AI project solution designer helping me build a fintech risk scoring engine that evaluates customer credit worthiness and detects fraud risk using the transactional and behavioral data. So let us say some customers are there, they will abscond for the from the bank loans or something. They don't pay, that the payment denial will happen. It such kind of cases you are going to pull it from these things. The system should be built using Azure services and follow an agile sprint based methodology. I have a team of four. These are the roles: data engineer, data scientist, AI engineer, full stack developer, BI engineer. So the project spans 9 sprint cycles, starting with POC data generation, ending with final demo and handover. See why you are POC. We are not working with the implement in the live projects when you go for the jobs, when you go for consulting or job. Okay, that is the purpose of doing this one. But if you follow the process, the same process is applicable across organizations for this kind of projects, right? Then sprint zero, POC data preparation. In our model, in our setup, we need the data. We don't use live data. Even if you read the latest articles on LinkedIn or some other portals, what they mention is the production failures. Why it is happening for agentic AI is production data is different. The production people, they are not giving to the technical people the data. The combinations identification with the models is not done. Then whatever data these guys prepared it, against to that data, that combinations, that data paths were verified it, they certified it and released it to production. It got bombarded it, yes, it failed it. That is natural, right? So where
Ah,
is the gap? Sharing the production data with this privacy and confidentiality they need to do. Let us say I worked with Citibank also. Citibank has got very stringent security policy for data also. What they used to do, they used to create the pre-production environment. In the pre-production environment, the replica of the live data used to be there. Replica means, let us say up to last night cutoff they will take it, then today onwards testing will start. It will go for next 5 days. If they feel they have introduced the new policies in the business, that kind of data also need to be updated in the testing environment. That kind of stringent process people are not following because of the agents are getting failed in when it is installed in the production. Obviously, that is the natural thing,
oh yes,
right?
yes.
And another thing, testing the agentic AI models are totally different from traditional testing. That's the reason I have created 11 tutorials on how to follow QA process for agentic models, thorough testing, all those things. There are logs verification is there, so many things are there. So that way they need to prepare the model and plan for testing, okay, in different environments basically. So here POC data preparation, what it contains, we collect, clean and prepare representative data sets for modeling. So use synthetic or anonymized data if needed. Yes, we are going to use the anonymized data only. And here you have files like customer CSV, loan CSV, transactional CSV, credit flows CSV. Then fraud cases. Finally, you are getting the fraud cases. Then clean missing values, encode variables, normalize fields, merge datasets, and anonymize. This is happening through the feature engineering, right?
Hmm.
Then tools are Pandas, Python libraries, and Python as Excel, Azure Blob Storage. Yes, we are going to use Azure Blob Storage to save the files. Okay. Then POC, the final output is POC data, finals CSV, data dictionary, XLS, and sample queries. Okay. Then sprint one is data ingestion is there in the project. Build pipelines using Azure Data Factory to ingest CSV API or SQL data into Azure Blob Storage. Okay. So design ADF pipeline logic. You worked a little bit with ADF ETL process, right? In two
Yes.
POCs, I think. So you are designing such kind of data ingestion using the sources, different sources, then connect to sample data sources. These are the sample data sources. Validate schema and format. Store raw data in blob storage. There is finally verified data you're going to store in blob. Upload final data set into the blob. So this is the role of the data engineer. We have seen the resources names and their roles also. Amit is the data engineer. Okay, that is his role. Now, data cleaning is what, and feature engineering, how it happens here in this project. You clean and enrich data sets for model training. Load data from blob. Yes, you are going to use the Azure services here. Clean missing values, duplicates, normalize numeric fields, encode categorical features, merge datasets on custody, and anonymize sensitive information, upload final dataset, and owner is data scientist. It is the responsibility of the data scientist to clean and use the feature engineering practices. Okay. Then finally, what happens if you see the names? Yes, Priya is the data scientist. It means for POC data preparation, data engineer is there. But in live, what happens? This data engineer role is he need to collect the live data from different sources. The same activity will be there, right? So he's doing that. After that, he'll place that data into the staging environment in the ETL process. Then the data scientist will look into that. She will take it here, this particular person. Okay. Then model development and training. So train binary classification models like XGBoost, logistics regression to predict credit and fraud risk. Yes, these are the models, actually algorithms. It is involved it. Using those algorithms, these models are going to work. Define objectives, metrics accuracy, F1 AAC, split train test sets. So you are going to split them into different data sets, and you are going to train that model, train multiple models, evaluate performance, interpret model outputs, save best model. So this is the role of data scientist and AI engineer. So your role is nominated as AI engineer, right here in the resources names,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
So that is the activity of AI engineer and data scientist. Data scientist coordination is there till end of the project. Okay. Then model deployment and API integration, how it happens. Deploy trained model as REST API using Azure ML Studio. You are preparing the model for deployment and you are registering Azure ML and configuring inference environments and you are deploying into the test endpoints, ACS. Test API endpoints are there to connect to that data sources and test it also because you have made it in the staging environment after cleaning. Then document usage will be there if there are documents. Then AKS deployment is there. What is AKS? Azure Kubernetes Services. Through that, you are going to do the deployment, right?
Yes.
AI engineer is Rahul only. It is purely your task, AI
Ah.
engineer's task
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Okay. Then what is dashboard and visualization setup? Import data info. You see here already you have executed all the ML output. Finally, you are going to get that through the REST APIs, and finally you are going to deploy that models in the deployment. They are running that model for running purpose. You are deploying it. Okay. Then what is that? see all these activities we're preparing the environment and also the relevant development also we're doing it each role wise. You need to understand that data development, screening the data, filtering the data with by data scientist, and AI activities with Azure, you're doing it. All those you are there, you using it. Then finally, dashboard also need to be created. Build interactive dashboards using Power BI to visualize risk scores, trends, and high risk customers. What is the outcome of this project? You are doing a financial risk analysis for different customers by taking the data.
Mm-hmm.
Then finally, what you are going to do, what the user needs, what the stakeholder needs, they need the dashboards with different data sets. The stakeholder will say, now I got different data sets, let us get the dashboard. If they have some 1 million data within 1 million customers, how many are the fraud guys? What is the percentage? The stakeholder needs it. Then you are going to create through the dashboard under visualization setup. That's the setup you are doing in the Azure itself using Power BI. Import data into Power BI, design dashboard layout, create visualization, add filters and interactively publish dashboard, gather stakeholder feedback, all these things. This is the BI engineer. She is the BI engineer. Okay. Now, if you see the resources names, she is full stack developer and also BI engineer role. It means you need the developers also, full stack developers and BI experts also with Power BI experience. Okay. So you see, different technology roles are being handled here in this project, right?
Yeah.
So now, once dashboard is created, you are going to work on Power BI in the non-one ML project, right? That is yet to be
Mm.
completed, right,
Ah,
Rahul?
yes. Yeah, yes, yes.
So there, yeah, there you are going to create some kind of dashboards for that
Dash.
project. The
Hmm.
same knowledge you are going to use in this project in Azure dashboard. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Now, GenAI summarization and alerting. Use GenAI, OpenAI to generate natural language explanations of risk scores and sending automated alerts. Why you require this? Because stakeholders need the alerts about raising fraud customers details and or alerts. So the GPT is going to create some kind of messages to the users. That messages you are going to pull into particular services of Azure and alerting it. So here you are setting up OpenAI access, define prompt templates, and integrate with model output. Display summaries in dashboard. Summaries are how many are fraud, what kind of cases that need to be summarized. It. If you click on summary, it will pull the AI prompt. AI is going to take that data outputs and it is going to rewrite in a professional manner. Okay. The earlier dashboards used to have some 3 4 words or something where the users used to understand with high complex city, okay, complexity. Now, since AI tools are there with OpenAI access, ChatGPT or Gemini or any kind of tools, they are going to write in a presentable format. That is the benefit here. You are getting it. Summarizing, GenAI summarizing. Okay. Here, who
Hmm.
is doing? Rahul is the AI engineer. Neha is the Power
BI.
BI because she need to understand what prompts are getting generated it also with reference to the Power BI data outputs, right?
Yeah.
Then testing and validation. Validate the system meets functional performance, regulatory, and user experience requirements. Functional testing of all components need to happen. Performance and load testing need to happen. Model accuracy validation need to happen. Compliance checks need to be happen. Explainability verification is required. User acceptance test is required. Here only live data need to be taken because the fancy agentic systems they used it without following the testing standards. So when they don't follow the testing standards in the UAT also, users are taking the developer data only or QA testing people created data. It is not the live data. When they move the systems into live, it is a failure, obviously. That is natural. No surprise. Feedback collection is there from the reports, testing reports. Then owners are QA engineer and compliance officer. This compliance officer, why he comes for the testing? Because he need to certify it is a compliance with the compliance process with the regulatory authorities and security processes also. Okay. Then what is the sprint 8? Final demo and handover will be there. Present the working system to stakeholders and define roadmap for phase 2. So prepare final presentation, rehearse live video, conduct stakeholder demo session, document lessons learned, gather final feedback, define phase 2 roadmap, and achieve final artifacts. All team members will be presented. How many are there? 5 or 6?
Four.
4 people. These all 4 people will be there along with the stakeholders. They'll be presenting it. Okay. So this is the final presentation. Then now, what are the output formats? You need to have sprint objective, team members involved, tools used, detailed task breakdown with steps. Yes, we're going to drill down each phase wise what we need to do. It has given high level plan. We're going to work with that. Success criteria, deliverables, agile retrospective templates, what went on well, what did not go well, improvement for next time in the next sprint cycle. For each sprint cycle, this retrospective meeting will happen. It sample codes, scripts, dashboards where applicable. Phase-wise roadmap is included. Compliance checklist is there. Model explainability report is there. GenAI prompt templates are there. This is mandated in the project. Okay. And stakeholders survey template is there. Final presentation outline is there. Now we're going to see in detailed way about the project overview. We discussed it about technical aspects here under sprint cycles, right?
Hmm.
What is the technical activities? So now let me just give me a minute. Recording. You are able to see this document.
Yes.
So now let us go through the project overview and other activities. FinTech Risk Scoring Engine end-to-end implementation plan, sprint-based with POC as sprint zero. So we'll go through the project overview first. Here, when it comes to the project overview, what is the overview of this project? To develop an AI-powered risk scoring engine that evaluates customer credit worthiness and detects fraudulent behavior in real time using transactional and behavioral data. So all these symptoms will be identified from the data.
Hmm.
So technology stack is what? Components and tool services. Data ingestion is there using Azure Data Factory, ADF, which you worked in the past POCs. Data storage, Azure Blob Storage, we are going to use it. Data processing, Databricks Community Edition, we are going to use it. Machine learning, Azure ML Studio, you are going to use. Visualization is Power BI, free Azure dashboard. Then GenAI summarization, Azure OpenAI is there. These are the technology stack. And team roles, responsibilities. Amit is data engineer. His task is data pipelines, ingestion storage. Then Priya is the data scientist. Her role is feature engineering, model development. Rahul is AI engineer. His role is model deployment, API integration. Neha is full stack developer, BI engineer. Her task is dashboard setup, user feedback, and alerts. That's where she was there in the one of the activities with
Hmm.
you as to automate with ChatGPT alerts in the previous technical session. Okay. Now sprint planning overview. If you see, sprint zero is POC data preparation. We discussed already about that, and clean data set you are going to do with that. Feature engineering compliance checks are there. Then sprint one is data ingestion pipeline, ADF pipeline, raw data stored. Sprint two is data cleaning and feature engineering will be the activities, and you will get finally a clean data set and engineered features. Then sprint three is model development and training. You will get the trained models, evaluation reports also you will get it. Under sprint 4, model deployment and API integration is there, and you will get deployed endpoints where it is deployed it, and integration documentation also. Then sprint 5 is dashboard and visualization. Interactive dashboards will be there with Power BI in Azure. And sprint 6 is GenAI summarization and alerting. Summaries alerts will be created. We saw one technical task in the previous tech session. And testing and validation is there. Test reports, compliance checks with reference to the testing outputs will be distributed to the people. Then final demo and handover is demo, video or presentation roadmap for phase 2. So phase 2 solution demo kind of thing and project overview also. Here you can see the same activities are drilled down into different data flow diagrams, and you can see the flow also. These you can use it in the solution presentation for PPT's purpose, right? Then
Hmm.
sprint 0. So PVC data preparation is duration 5 to 7 days, and objective is to collect, clean, and prepare representative data sets that reflect real world customer behavior and transactional patterns for use in the POC. This ensures that AML models can be trained, tested, and validated effectively. It all depends on the combinational data what we are using here comparatively the production. Okay. Then data sources overview. Internal data sources are what? Customer profile data, loan history, transaction history, credit bureau data. So these are the relevant columns for each data set, data file. Then you are going to collect this data through automated Python scripts. Okay. Then external data sources, if available, you can take it. Public APIs, third-party vendors also for this POC. Nobody is going to reveal that data because it is all high confidential data for personal. This one. Banks also don't give access to all the employees. Only particular people will get access. So there are a lot of security privileges. So POC dataset structure is customers.csv is there. Customer demographics will be 1,000 rows. Loans will be 1,200 rows. Transactions will be 10,000 rows. Fraud cases will be 200 rows. Credit profiles will be 1,000 rows. Finally, you are going to get the credit profiles, good credit profiles, right?
Hmm.
Outcome is
Yes.
to approve some kind of loans, right? Data
Hmm.
preparation steps. So collect raw data samples from internal systems, all these things. Cleaning, we discussed these things in the technical setup also. We don't need to go through. Then data quality checks also, it is part of that data preparation. Then feature engineering, we discussed it for risk scoring. Okay, against each file, the moment it is moving forward, finally risk label is the outcome. So derived from default fraud flags. So the entire purpose of this application is to get this risk label by an final risk customers, okay, to approve the loan, right?
Hmm.
So this is the final output files finally. Okay. Then compliance and security considerations also we discussed it. There we need to use ensure personal data is de-identified. Personal data means names, such kind of phone number, such kind of things. They will be doing a padding in the banks for security purposes without knowing about the customer name or something. That kind of process also you need to use it because when you get the production data, you may not get sometimes the column wise padding, hide that data. Okay, that you need to ensure through the Python script to pad the data. Okay. Then deliverables at end of sprint 0. What is this deliverable? POC data only, entry criteria purpose for doing this project. So you will get clean data set in CSV, feature engineering logic applied, cleaning with cleaning, data dictionary is there, final data set in blob storage is there, compliance checklist is there, sprint retrospective notes are there. Then, what is the agile feedback? What went well? You will get the results like this. Good collaboration between Amit and Priya. Then, feature engineering provided meaningful goals. Quick turnaround on cleaning. What did not go well? Some delays due to inconsistent data formats. This is natural, right? You have experienced it in this coaching also, right?
Yes.
So missing some edge cases in fraud detection, initial data set too small. Yes, it is enhanced it incrementally. Then improvement for next time is automate schema validation early, add outlier detection step, then use synthetic generation tools. So this is the improvement done. For every sprint cycle like this, you need to prepare the table and explain it. But here you are going to get automatically with the AI tool, the LLMs, right? Next step after sprint zero, proceed to sprint one, data ingestion pipeline, where Amit will build, data engineer will build pipelines using Azure Data Factory to ingest the prepared data into Azure Blob Storage. Now, what is this? Sprint one, data ingestion pipeline 2 weeks for your FinTech Risk scoring engine project. Sprint goals you need to have. Then you need to have task with owners, detailed explanation of each task, success criteria, deliverables, and the tools used. So we're going to see here. What is the goal? To automate the ingestion of data for various from various sources into Azure Blob Storage using ADF pipelines. Ensure that raw data is centralized, secure, and ready for further processing in the next sprints. So here the team members are data engineer and data scientist. They are going to keep the data ready for that, for your role, for AI engineer role, right? Then
Mm.
ADF pipeline design, data source connection storage is there, schema validation is there. Now tell me one thing, whatever you are going to get ADF experience in this project and the past ADF ETL process, are you not going to work in live like these guys with that experience?
Mhm.
Did you get the question?
Like this means like these guys, na? Amit and Priya.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ah,
Because
yes.
you are working in the POCs alone with all roles playing
Mm.
yourself.
Yes.
You are the Ek Niranjan in the entire project from end to end. Okay.
Ah,
The
ah.
timeline is given 10 days or maximum 15
Mm.
days.
Mm-hmm.
You are following all the process exactly. You are presenting it every 2 days or alternate 2 days or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are doing the role of the data engineer, data scientist also.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you refer all that four people roles you are playing along
BI.
with AI engineer also,
Mm-hmm.
BI role also. So in such case, small projects you can handle yourself by having 2 3 freshers by
Yes.
distributing the small tasks to them
Mm-hmm.
by for running PHP Python scripts, right?
Ah, yes.
Okay,
Mm.
that is the way you are supposed to convince the management while recruiting you. That's where I have been telling multiple roles how you are going to convince it because I have worked in the POCs. Okay. Then what are the tools we are going to use? ADF for our data orchestration purpose, blob storage for storing raw data, sample data sets, you use CSV. In JSON also you can bring the files. You can bring the data also. That is
Ah,
possible.
yes. Yes.
APIs also can be used to pull from some other systems also. Okay. GitHub, Azure DevOps will be there. Why GitHub is required? Because you are
Origin control.
preparing multiple versions of the Python scripts.
Data.
Those need to be stored there in the GitHub. Then Azure DevOps is for deployment purpose. You are using AKS for deployment of each version of the system for testing by the testing team. Testing team needs the separate environment using the AKS. It means you are working as MLOps and DevOps person also.
Mm-hmm.
There is another role. The LLM forgot to mention it here. Who is deploying here? The DevOps engineer need to deploy, not the AI engineer, right?
Ah,
In such case, what happens? You will be acquainted with DevOps deployment also, the model deployment, right?
was. Yes.
So these are the tasks we have walked through in some of the areas in the test. So the DFD is very clear.
Mm-hmm.
The sprint task breakdown is design ADF pipeline logic, understand the structure and format of data, input data, create a logical flow for the pipeline. You are extracting data. You're not going to clean anything. You have done already E part within ETL. In the earlier demo, you have done extraction, right?
Mm.
The same thing you are going to do here. Okay, then you can see here third party APIs SQL database we are connecting to the Azure data factory. From there we are pulling into blob storage. From blob it is going to be called as raw data. Then from raw data you are going to process it for feature engineering, such kind of things, then ML model application. Then that application is going to access this raw data. That's where we have seen in the plan, right, in the above test.
Yes, sir.
Then task 2, connect to sample data sources. So whatever it is prepared in the earlier phases, establish connectivity between ADF and each data source. You're pulling it for extraction purpose. So successfully raw data successfully connected and accessible via ADF to Azure cloud. Okay. Then task 3 is validate schema and format. So ensure that the incoming data conforms to expected formats, check columns, names and types, validate data, numeric field, all these things. For this, you need to write the Python script and validate the data, right?
Ah, yes.
Okay. I don't want to pull it. It has gone into this one. Okay. Flag discrepancies for later handling in data cleaning. You are going to flush them out from the existing data set as invalid records. Those somebody is going to take care for cleaning the data under feature engineering. That's where you got the outputs, right? In ADF ETL process, right? In
Hmm.
the past. Steps. So what are the steps? Use data, ADF's data preview or export sample data to Excel, Python for inspection. Yes, you are using Python program. And document findings in a schema validation. See, in the earlier days, you used to write the Python scripts and do lot of testing, lot of debugging. Now that much debugging is not required because we are not using our own brain. We are using LLM brain and we are testing and debugging it very faster way because LLM gives accurate code. Accuracy will be there, right? It saves a lot of time. Then what is the output? Schema validation report with notes on inconsistencies, missing fields. So you will get in Excel file normally outputs. Those are the invalid data or discrepancy, data discrepancy records. Then fourth task, you are storing data in blob. Configure ADF to store ingested data in Azure Blob Storage. Once extraction process is done with the ADF, you're going to give the access of the folder to ADF, where to store that data. Okay, your plugin there. Set file naming conventions. See, one thing you need to understand, everything you need to do with the Python script only. You should not touch the front end screens. Just
Oh,
for verification, you're going to touch the front end screens. At the same time, for each task or activity, you need to have destroying facility also in another script to run destroying the environment, basically.
yes, yes. Like
Otherwise, your
Terraform.
billing is going to be eaten up, right? In
Hmm.
Azure.
Hmm.
So, so one is action step, another one is de-action step. De-action is it is going to remove the services, cleaning up all the things, the relevant IDs or whatever you create related to this particular activity, right? Then task
Hmm.
4 is store raw data in blob as we discussed it. Then upload POC dataset. So prepare and load final clean standardized POC dataset into blob storage. So ensure it contains the engineered features required for modeling. Yes, you have a clean data for modeling purpose. Okay, then um, the final POC ready dataset is available for blob storage. So success criteria is what in this sprint cycle. ADF pipeline ready, pipeline design tested and documented, data source connected, all sample sources are accessible, schema validated, validation report completed with findings, data raw data stored, data successfully uploaded to Azure blob storage, then dataset uploaded, POC dataset, final clean dataset uploaded and verified. So deliverables are what? ADF pipeline draft, JSON visual diagram, schema validation report, PDF Excel, raw data, Azure blob storage folder, then POC dataset, blob storage under file, then sprint retrospective notes also. So now, what is the agile feedback for this sprint one for retrospective? What went well? we will see good collaboration between Amit and Priya, fast setup of ADF pipelines, quick turnaround on cleaning is there. Yes. So immediately they took the actions to clean up the data. What didn't go well? Some delays due to inconsistencies, inconsistent data formats. You need to correct them also. They have corrected it. Quick turnaround is there, right? Actions. Right, missing some edge cases in fraud detection. Initial data sets too small. They have incremented that size of the data sets. So improvement for next time is automate schema validation, add outlier detection step, use synthetic generation tools. These are the predicted items it is writing here. But in reality, while running this POC, what issues you faced, you should write the actual things in the presentation, retro presentation.
Mhm.
You got it?
Yes.
In this POC, while doing yourself like single person by playing all roles, what are the actual issues you got it? You need to document in the Excel sheet. Note
Mhm.
that sprint one, sprint two, all that, sprint zero also. Then it shows up you are getting the real data and you have taken the corrective model because you are playing multiple roles here in this project, right?
Hmm.
Next steps for after sprint one is proceed to sprint two, data cleaning and feature engineering, where Priya will clean and enrich the ingested data for model training. Okay, so data cleaning and feature engineering plan for your FinTech risk scoring engine project is the sprint follows sprint one and ensures that the raw data ingested into Azure Blob Storage, cleaned, standardized, enriched, and features that will be used to train machine learning. It means you are cleaning up the raw data and giving for ML model as input data. So sprint wise data cleansing and feature engineering. Here, what are the activities or tasks? You are removing inconsistencies. Sorry. Handling missing values, encoding categorical variables, deriving new features based on domain knowledge. So basically, if you have some exposure in the domain, financial domain, you will be able to do with domain knowledge, you are deriving the new features within the ML model, right? Now, who are the people? Data scientist is doing as primary owner, data cleaning is happening with feature engineering tasks, and data engineer is supporting the transformations to storing in blob and databases also. Okay, so here is the data flow diagram you can use in the solution presentation. What are the tools they use? Databricks Community Edition for scalable data processing using Python, Panda, Spark. Blob storage, source and destination for raw data and processed data sets. So Pandas and PySpark for data manipulation, scikit-learn for encoding and scaling, Jupyter notebooks, Databricks notebooks used for development and documentation, right? Then sprint task breakdown. Load raw data from blob storage, access the load raw data sets stored in Azure Blob Storage into Databricks notebook or local environments. It means you are creating that staging environment using the Databricks in the ETL phase. You got it? Rahul, you are there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on mute.
You got the clarity here?
Yes, sir.
Why Databricks you are using here?
Hmm.
Because
We,
there is a
yes,
staging needed
easy.
in the ETL processor.
Yes.
You are doing a kind of this one. Okay. um, Staging environment you are preparing after transformation. After
Hmm.
transformation purpose, you are using the feature engineering, ML model, all these things. You are bringing the final data. That final data loading need to happen. Till that time, you are using a Databricks as a storage staging area. You are not moving into blob storage, that stationary files, right?
Yeah, correct.
One minute, let me bring it. Right. So, uh, we have discussed it. This one, why we are doing under data breaks, what is the purpose also. Now, this is the ML activity completely, this transformation activity under ETL. So, it is happening like raw data is taken, it is loading for cleaning and transformation purpose. Then it is storing to the blob again. But in these two areas, we are using the data bricks. Okay,
Hmm.
because we need some staging environment. For that purpose, Databricks notebooks we are using it. Okay, okay. Now everything is automated it here under ML model. Okay, which you will be explaining it as a engineer role later on. And Agile feedback is what went well on this good collaboration between Priya and Amit. Of course, feature engineering and provided meaningful signals, quick turnaround on cleaning, some delays due to inconsistent schema, missing cases, fraud detection. See, this is a common issue, it is repeating it. But when you are doing your work really, you need to note down in the Excel what issues you face day by day while testing the model. You got it?
Yes.
That is going to be there, what did not go well and what are the improvement against to that. So here improvement for these things are automate schema validation early. What action you are taken, you can mention it. See, it doesn't mean if you are showing improvements, your fault is identified. The matured people will not do that. The matured people will do how much capability you have for troubleshooting the issues, how much capability you have to get the right result by troubleshooting also. That is going to be shown. Okay.
Hmm.
Then sprint 3, model development and training will be there. So here you can see to develop a valid binary classification models that predict credit worthiness, whether a customer is likely to default on a loan, fraud risk, whether a transaction or customer profile is suspicious. So all these will be assessed. So what is who are the roles? Data scientist and AI engineer. So they are going to identify that kind of data with by running the ML model here. Okay. So you will be working with upgrading or improving the model performance also by changing code also, Python code also sometimes. So you are using tools the same way, Databricks and Scikit, XGBoost for training binary classifiers, Jupyter Notebook Databricks for development purpose, ML Flow built into Databricks for experiment tracking purpose. Okay, you know about ML Flow, we need to use in non-cloud environment, right? We planned it right in the
Hmm.
latest project, right?
Yes.
The same is built in Databricks. You have to understand that ML Flow where it is there, it is it is an inbuilt tool within the Databricks services. Okay, the ML flow is taking care of that. But in external project, on-premises project under non-cloud, we are going to showcase ML flow activities also under different presentation, right? Right. So define modeling objectives. All these things will be there as a part of the ML. All these are ML activities. Okay. Then regression algorithm you are taking, random forest you are taking, accuracy purpose XGBoost you are taking, light GBM you are taking. All these are part of the model. It is a ready-made model, and where you are going to prepare the POC, sorry, Python scripts. Okay, against to the files. Okay, so different roles are executed here. Then success criteria is there with this what need to be there. Then deliverables also will be there. Finally, the agile feedback is some over fitting issues are there. That is common in ML models. You have experienced it, right?
Hmm.
Then what are the improvements? Introduce regularization early. Okay. Then missing feature, drift detection, add validation logic, documentation lagged, update doc after each model run. So you have to note down this one. Whatever you are doing, you need to showcase in the next demo, next presentation. I have updated this one. These are the updates. And also you need to update this particular documentation also, project documentation also. Make sure that. Okay. Next steps, sprints 3 is there. Model deployment and API integration. F. Okay. Here you are going to use deployment the model to a compute target with AKS. AKS is there. Okay. Azure Kubernetes Service. So who is doing the DevOps engineer role? The AI engineer is doing the DevOps engineer role deployment. You are involved with DevOps role also, MLOps DevOps roles. Okay. Then, of course, tools are ML Studio, Container Services, ACI, or uh, Azure Container Integrator, ACI is. Okay. Then AKS is Azure Kubernetes Services. Then Postman, you will be using Python, SDK, of course, GitHub, Azure DevOps tools, so processes basically. Okay. Tools and services basically. Then this is the next sprint cycle for deployment. Once it is deployed, you will be able to see that. Success criteria is model packaged, model registered, inference script written, model deployed to ACI, API tested, API documented, and it is ready. AKS deployment configured it. Okay. So all these you are going to do it. Next is sprint 2 4 is done. 5 we are going to do dashboard and visualization. That is BI role, right?
Hmm. Yes.
BI, who is the BI? Full stack
Y-
developer. Yes, Neha.
Yeah.
Okay. So dashboard setup she is doing, where you are going to do in this POC, in these demos,
Hmm.
and you're also working like a data scientist in this activity, and finally you're going to get
Created dashboard.
stakeholder feedback basically on that implementation. Okay, so this is the overall project plan for this one, and deliverables also. And sprint 6 is general AI summarization and alerting we are going to do for all the team members. Here we are going to do transparent decision makings, how you can take for next projects, real-time stakeholder notifications, you need to analyze it, and regulatory ready audit trials, you need to understand and follow them for next cycles of the projects. Okay, that's where you are going to implement it. This is the process need to be followed. Okay, so it is completely automated, including the project process also in this plan.
Hmm.
Okay, so seventh is testing and validation. Of course, we discussed in the previous plans at various categories of testing, and QA engineer is there. There is another person in the beginning. Plan was not there for QA engineer. Okay, it is introduced QA engineer because this is the external role. Actually, external guy will do the QA, not from your team, right?
Hmm.
So
Yes.
he's going to give the results. All test pass or bug fixes are there, something reports. So functional testing is there, performance testing is there, load testing is there, model accuracy and stability validation is there with different data combinations. Regulatory compliance checks are there. All these things, audit trial verification is there, and finally UIT is going to happen. It okay. Then Devika is the new person, right?
Hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Is the user for
Hmm.
UIT purpose. Okay, she is going to do UIT. Okay, then stakeholder feedback you are going to get it. Okay, so you see, this is the whole project. We planned it from top to bottom, from scratch to the implementation level, all those things. Now you need to go cautiously, each phase wise, and prepare first after this demo. You explain the project plan document like this, and later you work for solution design, and after that phase wise you need to give presentation and technical setup, in one demo itself. You need to practice the POC's data, basically. The
Hmm.
first sprint zero is POC's data setup, right?
Ah, yes, sir.
Right. If you go to top,
Ah, this is a data preparation, data setup. Use.
yes, POC data preparation. That is the first activity after your project plan presentation.
Hmm.
Okay. See, the more you do these presentations, you will be behatting the project process. At the same time, you will be able to answer in the interviews very well and telling the best practices also to them.
Hmm.
And you can also tell what are the gaps you found it in the past experience and how you corrected through this coaching by doing this kind of demos.
Hmm.
You got it right?
Yes, yes.
Now we are done with this. I'm stopping the
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.